Welcome to your ALEKS help video for ALEKS assignment number 14. This assignment, it does involve a little bit of working out problems, so I am going to use Google Jamboard to kind of show you how to work it out. So it starts off though with some proofs, so I'll just show this real quick. Remember that always start with the given. So when I see that right here, it matches with this statement. So just say that it's given. There's another given. So you look right up here and see, fill in whatever is missing. So this is trying to prove two triangles are congruent. Remember, there are 5 ways to prove triangles congruent. Mostly though, we're looking at sides and angles. Well, we always are, but sometimes we could have a right angle and its hypotenuse leg. In this case, it's not though, because I can see there's a side and an angle and a side. Just see if it's side, angle, side, or if it's in a different order. And that would be your reason right here. Remember, when you have the same segment, DF is congruent to DF. It's reflexive property. You might get vertical angles or something different, okay? So I'm not going to show that one. But this one I've showed in other ALEKS help videos, so I hope you're getting the hang of this. We just need to keep practicing. Remember, they may not be congruent triangles, otherwise they could be congruent. Get the letters in the correct order and then pick the correct theorem or postulate. So for example, I see side, angle, side, starting with the 1. Side, angle, side is perfect. It's side, angle, side. And then you just have to get the letters in the right order. This one, side, angle, side again. But what? The angle's in the wrong place. So on that one, I would say not necessarily congruent. So just go through and finish these. This one's angle, angle, side, angle, angle, side. Perfect. Just, go through and do those. It's good practice. All right, and then number 3, we might have different problems, but it should be similar. This one looks long and intimidating, but just give it a try. Just work it out. I'll do this one all the way with you since I skipped number 1. So I'm trying to prove two triangles are congruent. I'm given that ACB right there is a right angle and ACD is a right angle. So we need to remember right angles are always congruent. And then I'm also given another angle, angle BAC, which is up here, BAC and DAC. So it's these bottom ones and these top ones. And notice that these triangles share a side. And it kind of walks you through and leads you to that reflexive property. And then we're going to have why are the triangles congruent. So again, your problem might be a little bit different, but just try it. Like the main thing is try it, and you can always click here for an explanation. You can get a new problem if you get it wrong, and then that new problem might be easier. Okay, so anyways, right angle, and then we're saying that the ACB, ACD are congruent. The reason is because I already said it too. All right angles are congruent. All right angles are congruent. And then we have another given, so I just have to fill in that that is angle DAC. And then the reflexive property, AC is congruent to AC. And then finally, it's angle from the bottom, side in the middle, angle at the top. Angle, side, angle. The triangles are congruent by angle, side, angle. And then you can check it. And it's correct. Okay, but like I said, if you get it wrong, try another problem, and they do give you different situations, different given information. So it's worth it to just try to maybe get it wrong to get a new problem. Try, to try that new problem. But that one was not too bad. All right, here's another proof. On these ones, you have to click send to proof. So I'll go ahead and show this again, just in case if you need help. It's given that angle DFE right here is congruent to DFG. It's very similar to that last one, but it was saying on the last one right angles, but it's saying that they're congruent. And then EDF and GDF. Again, very similar. So just click send to proof. So that would be the 2 angles, and then we're actually proving that segment DE, that side, is congruent to segment DG. In order to prove that, I need to prove that the triangles are congruent. So I'm going to do just like what we had in that last problem. I'm going to use the reflexive property and show that DF, with the side arrow to make that line go away, is congruent to, don't forget the segment thing on top again, DF. And the reason is reflexive property. You click validate, and then I'm going to now say that the triangles are congruent. So I'm going to just name the first one DFE, and then congruent to triangle. The other one would be DFG. And the reason is just like that last one I just did, angle, side, angle. Angle, side, angle. Validate that. And now I can send to proof the last thing. Once I prove triangles are congruent, I can say any side or any angle that's corresponding are congruent. That's C, P, C, T, C. Corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. So you have to have the congruent triangles first, and then you can say whatever sides or whatever angles are congruent. It works for sides or angles. Validate and check. And it's correct. Okay, so here I made it to the new type of problems. I'll go over a few of these. So again, I was thinking I might need to do some scratch work. I'm going to get my Jamboard over here. So looking at these triangles, I want to try to be thinking, are they equilateral or isosceles? So on A, it's actually equiangular. If all three angles are congruent, I know that they're all 60, but I also know that all three sides are congruent. They're all 7. So I'm just going to put 7 in. Okay, but compare that to B, this triangle. Only 2 of the sides are congruent at 6 and 6. This one is obviously longer. And then I have a 40 degrees right here at angle J. I have to find the measure of angle K. So angle K is not the same. Let me go ahead and draw. Oh no. Okay, here it is. I'm going to draw the same triangle. Oh, whoa, that's really bad. Okay, so it's going to be 40 degrees here and then 40 degrees here. Oops. So I'm marking those 2 angles congruent like there. And I need to know this one. Okay, so what I would do is I would go ahead and I know that all the angles add up to 180. And then I have to subtract the angles that I do know. I know that J is 40. It's 40 degrees there, and it's 40 degrees here because it is an isosceles triangle since we've got 6 and 6. Okay, so I would just have to subtract 40 plus 40 is 80, and that leaves me with the other angle, which would be 100. So I know that that angle is 100 degrees. So let me give that a try, and we'll see if it's correct. Check that. Okay, good. So that was right. Okay, moving on. I'm going to erase this. There it is. Okay, so looking at the ALEKS problems. Oh, I'm just going to get a new one. Okay. A, this one says find the measure of angle F. F is down here. This is an isosceles triangle because it has 2 sides marked congruent. So I'm going to just kind of sketch it just so you guys can see. I'm not doing this perfectly at all, but I'm just showing you, okay, what I see is these 2 sides are congruent, then these 2 angles across are congruent. And what I am given is that this one is 30. Okay, I don't need to worry about the sides because it's asking me about a measure of angle F. So what I would do is I would do 180 degrees minus the angle that I know, minus 30. So 180 minus 30 is 150. What I need to do then is I know that 150 is the sum of those 2 which equal the same. So I can actually just do 150 divided by 2, which is 75. And if you're ever not sure, you can always check your answer. So I'm pretty sure I've got this right. I'm pretty sure it's 75 there and 75 here. So what I can do is I can add up 75 plus 75 plus 30. Let me do that on my calculator real quick, just to make sure. Like, I really want to make sure I'm getting the right answer. And if I add them all up, it is 180. So measure of angle F should be 75. So the measure of angle F and the measure of angle D are both 75, but at E, it's only 30. All right, and then looking at B, I can see 60, 60, 60 for the angles, so I know it's equiangular. Therefore, it's equilateral. So all the sides are the same measurement. So it doesn't matter if it's asking me for AB or AC, they're all 8. The side lengths are 8. Just make sure you know if it's asking for the measure of an angle or the length of a side. Check that. It's correct. And let's do one more example. Okay, so just like the other ones, I have one that's isosceles, one that's equiangular or equilateral. This one has the same sides, so equilateral. All right, so this first one is an isosceles triangle, and at Y and at W, those are the congruent angles, but I need to find X. So I'm going to draw that out for you guys again. So it's like this. Kind of. Okay, so that side and that side are congruent, so therefore the base angles across from them are congruent. We've got 35 here, 35 here, and then we are trying to find X right there. So I just kind of resketched that. So what I would need to do is 180 minus the angles that I do know. So 35 and 35 is 70, so minus 70, and that would be 110. And that's it. That's that one angle. I can check by adding them up. Does 110 plus 35 plus 35 equal 180? So you can always check your answer that way. All right, so that's for that one. And then B, it's clearly equilateral, like I was saying. It's saying find the measure of angle V. So I told you in the notes, and I told you here, like we saw in the other example, if it's equilateral, all the angles are the same, and all the angles are always 60 degrees. Check it and see if we're right. Yep. Okay, so that's how you do the homework. It's not too bad. As long as you follow along the video, I think you'll get it. Okay? Good luck. Make sure you finish on time for full credit.